Hello, all. I hope every one of you are doing well. I just want to tell you that I'd been to KPCC office on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of July, and I'll tell you what happened every single day as it happened. But let me tell you why I don't want to post every day what is happening is because many of the times we don't get to meet these politicians or the persons concerned. So that's the reason. Whenever something eventful happens, I will let you know what is happening. On the 8th, let me tell you what happened is I went to KPCC office. Unfortunately, I was not able to meet DK Shiv Kumar sir. Here is the video of that. Please take a look at it.
Hello friends, I'm here KPCC office today again. I came to see DK Shivkumar sir. Yesterday they told me he'll come after 2:30. Now that I've come, the security guard seems to say that he is left for today. He came by 12 o'clock. No employees are there because COVID test is going on. And DK Shivkumar sir has come and left. He didn't even enter, but he has come outside, spoken to everybody and just left like that. So this is the update for today. Sir has not come, and they also say tomorrow also he might not be turning up. So let's wait and watch and see what is going to happen in my quest for justice. Thank you. भैया सिक्योरिटी गार्ड नहीं आते हैं ना, आज के चले गए ना आज, और कल नहीं आ रहा है, आपको पता नहीं है। वो सर ने बताया कि वो कल नहीं आते हैं, पता नहीं है, आपको पता नहीं है, पर कल फिर सर ना ನಾಳೆ ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ನಾನು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದು ಆಯ್ತು, ಇವತ್ತು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ನಾಳೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾಳೆ 11ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರಾ? ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
On the 9th of July, something interesting happened. I'm going to talk about it. I did meet DK Shiv Kumar sir after waiting for about 5.5 hours. I was able to meet, and that too just when he was walking out of his office. So I can talk. I have so many problems. How can I talk? Tell him all my problems and concern when he's just walking for 30 seconds or 1 minute. That is the time he could give. And this he just walked off, and he said he's going to tell somebody. I don't know whom he's going to tell, what he's going to tell. So I'm going to go tomorrow and find out what he's going to do about it. Here's the clippings of me going to KPCC office on the 9th of July.
Hi friends, I'm waiting near DK Shivkumar sir's office. Sir has come, he's in the meeting as I've already told you. He came around 11:30, it's going to be 2 now, he still is in the meeting. I'm waiting for him. So once he comes here, they're expecting another 1 hour or so for him to come down here. So when he comes here, I'm going to meet and talk to him.
Alright friends, I met DK Shivkumar sir. It's like I came at 11 o'clock, and now what is the time around? Sir, time is sir?
4:20.
4:20. Okay. Now around 4:10, I actually was not able to meet him. I barged in and I tried to tell him few sentences. He said he will tell somebody. I have no idea whom he's going to tell.
Alright friends, as I told you, on the 9th, not only did I meet DK Shiv Kumar sir, something interesting did happen. A person came by and he heard my concerns. He heard all my concerns, and he said, how could DK Shiv Kumar sir can help me with that kind of a problem. So this is a short video to tell why I am going to DK Shiv Kumar sir to get my justice. So just take a look at this. So, while I was sitting near DK Shiv Kumar sir's office, there was one man who came down and claimed that he worked there, and he told me why would DK Shiv Kumar want to take up my concerns. He had heard about my problems and he told me that, and I was really shocked, and I was like, why wouldn't he take up my cause? Because I, as a voter, have voted for Congress party, and our family has been voting since independence. Our votes, we've been casting our votes for Congress, and isn't voting our fundamental rights in the democracy, and we've been doing that so that it is our stake. We are putting our children's future and our future at stake in the hands of these leaders and political parties. And When we pick up a leader or a political party, it is because they are taking up our concerns to the parliament and fighting for us, fighting for our rights. And the major reason that we pick up any political party is because it reflects ours, and our values are for them. So why then ask such a question? So for this, I went ahead and did a research. I just went into Indian National Congress and just wanted to what were their values. Maybe I got it wrong. So when I went there, I saw that their values had democracy, nationalism, secularism, inclusive growth, social justice, an object of the Indian National Congress article. So what's object of the Indian National Congress article all about? When you go to that page, it quotes Mahatma Gandhi telling about provide equal opportunity for all the people in India. That means to say providing equal opportunity for politically equal opportunity, economically and social rights. So you'll have to hear that again. It says equality of opportunity of political, economic and social rights. So that's what I thought my party was doing, and I was shocked when what would the party, and then I just wanted to all check what does PCC value hold. It was IN. When I went to their website, it showed the same, all the values the same: democracy, secularism, inclusive social justice. And when you come to inclusive growth, there is also again a quote from Mahatma Gandhi which says that our leader has to recall the face of the poorest and the weakest man and woman whom he may have seen, and ask himself if the step that he contemplated is going to be of any use for him or her. So he is supposed to take up the cause of the poor and the weak. And then as far as the role of the opposition party is concerned, see, we might not be a ruling party, but that does not mean we do not have any powers. We can go ahead, we can enter the parliament, we can sit in front of the ruling party, and we can question them, we can hold them responsible for the things they're doing. And one of the major roles of our opposition party is to safeguarding the liberty and the right of the people, and that's exactly what I'm asking my party to stand up for. You'll have to safeguard the liberty and right of the people, especially Dalit and all the weakest sections. You might ask now, ask not what the country does for you, but ask what you can do for the country. Exactly. Why should a political party do only for you? Why can't you do for the political party? Maybe I'm not officially a congressman or a congresswoman to say, but I have been doing my fight. There was an instance, I think last year, when the Congress politicians switched to BJP, and they were in Mumbai, and they had put in their resignation, and there was channel CNN IBN where they were talking about how fair it was and how right it was for a politician to put down his paper, because in any private companies, if somebody does not want to work, they put in their papers, it's fine, and why can't congressmen do that? At that time, this is what I did. Just take a look at it.
Do you have to go back to your HR for a week trying to convince them that please, accept my resignation? This is ridiculous.
No, but in private companies it takes much longer.
No, you don't need to go back to HR to convince them to accept your resignation.
You can't draw an analogy with a private company.
Again, like I said, it's not an apples to apples comparison.
They will not allow
but you clearly do not need to go back to HR for one whole week to convince them that please, accept my resignation. I mean, it's a free country at the end of the day. Surabhi.
Am I being coerced to resign or not? Well, Azaka, I'd like to begin by saying that I really appreciate your followers who, waste no time in mincing words. That is, I feel, really reflective of how the young think about Indian politics today. And truly, it is very shameful that we're having to view these visuals. Every day when I switch on the television, I'm worried because once there are, MLAs being beaten up, their resignation being told inside the Vidhan Saudha. Otherwise, there are powerful politicians sitting in Bombay, waiting in the rain. It is really the theatre of the absurd that's happening right now. And I'd just like to make a political point between all of this, which is that what is the Congress and JDS trying to do? Hold on to power, somehow convince the MLAs. Their chief negotiator DK Shivkumar has been unable to make a positive, bring about a positive result, which gives me that the benefit of doubt with the MLAs really is, it gives me much more benefit of doubt, because if the MLAs have not succumbed to DK Shivkumar's offers, then these guys are really serious. Then there is a very serious issue that has happened, and therefore they have not been coerced neither by another opposition party, but it is their strong will that is holding them to this position where they are having to resign. So I don't know what is it that the JDS Congress is trying to do by buying some more time. If the MLAs are so convinced, if DK Shivkumar himself could not convince them, then why are you still delaying?
Vasanthi,
This
I think that's
government,
a fair point.
in my understanding, has
DK
fallen.
Shivkumar has been
really
the troubleshooter,
fallen.
the man for all seasons for the Congress party, and he
Zaka, I
tried
just
going
want
and
to
meeting.
add, 10
One second. He tried meeting these MLAs in Mumbai. They said we don't want to meet him. They refused an audience with him. If he is not able to convince, as Surabhi said, then from there you should know that this government has no hope. It's not going to last for too long. The Chief Minister should take that as a cue.
Yeah, it's actually a point of no return. There's no point hanging on to somebody who doesn't even want to work for you technically. Actually, just going back to the entire center point of your debate, which is the anti-defection law. I was thinking that we have a precedent, a very recent one in our neighboring state, Tamil Nadu, Zaka, where in 2017, 18 MLAs who actually owed their allegiance to TTV Dinakaran in the Tamil Nadu Assembly were disqualified by Speaker Dhanapal invoking the anti-defection law provisions. And these MLAs actually approached the High Court, the Tamil Nadu High Court, and their plea was overruled. So we have some of these precedents in our midst. It's very interesting to see what actually plays out. And I was also thinking that the BJP's proposed, or at least purported move to move a no trust vote against the Kumaraswamy government, I don't think that can play out in the current scenario. So I mean, since the next few days are just going to drag on with this whole
Question is two things. So I actually basically not able to understand what is the format of the resignation to be wrong.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your call. Chetna is also calling us from Bangalore. Chetna.
Hi. See, my thing is like, why shouldn't the speaker put on hold? Because I, as a voter, I voted for Congress, and my agenda has to be taken up by my leader. How can he move to another party? And where is my concern? Being taken by the other party at all? Okay. One thing. Next thing is, there is a difference between a corporate. You go to corporate and resign, and you resign as a leader for the people. You have no liberty to resign just like that when you have taken. You promise to take all the concerns and responsibility over your head, and suddenly you say, okay, I'm done, I'm going away. And not one or two, so many people resigning at one time, absolutely no chance. You hold responsible to the voters. When you have that, you've taken the responsibility on our part, stand up, do not leave the day. When the Congress needs you right now, why do you give up so fast?
Okay, all right. Thank you for your call. I think she has a fair point in as much as these were MLAs elected either on a Congress ticket or a JDS ticket. So the voters who voted for them voted for not just the MLA but also voted for the party that they represented.
The point which I wanted to make. Some of the panelists, I don't want to name them, they're making these 14 of them who have resigned as very holy people. They're not. Now look at this. They've been voted on a particular party ticket. Okay. Now you resign or get disqualified, whatever may be the way. You go and join the other party, fight an election, and that makes you a cleaner man and with moral authority. It's got nothing to do with morality, Zaka, what is happening today. It is all power, money is all playing. We all understand that.
One second. That may well be a point. That may well be a point. All I am asking you is what the caller said, and I think she has a limited point.
Chetna had a very valid point.
That these were MLAs who were voted for by their respective voters, not just because of their individual, whatever charisma or whatever they bring to the table, but also because they happen to be from those respective parties.
Exactly.
Is that?
Now that you saw that clip, I'm sure it's not heroic, but certainly nobody called up for Congress. I was the only one who called up and fought with this anchor. And after that, for about 1 or 2 months, I don't know, these people did not ask the viewers to call them. So that was the impact that my call had that day. So friends, if you thought I was just going ahead and calling up some channel, no, that's not true. Actually, I've been doing groundwork as well. When DK Shivkumar sir was taken away to Delhi for investigation, I did go ahead and participate in the protest conducted by the Congress party. I've also involved in various protests against NRC, NPR and CAA bills. I've also organized few of these programs along with some fantastic people from various other communities. So friends, if you think I'm claiming that I've been a very active activist kind of a thing, no, I'm not, because there have been fabulous people I've seen from different various communities who have been working so hard. Maybe mine is not just one drop of what they're doing. They're doing such a fantastic job. Alright, what here I want to also now go ahead and show you is what happened on the third day, that is on the 10th July, that is yesterday when I went. What is that happened in near KPCC? Kindly go ahead and look at that.
Hi friends, today I've come here to KPCC again. Today is Friday. Tomorrow and day after, Karnataka government has announced curfew, so I won't be able to come. Today again I wanted to meet DK Shiv sir and ask him what he's going to talk, or whom is he going to talk, and how he's going to resolve our problem. But again, you see, unfortunately the doors are closed. Nobody seems to be there, not even the security guard. भैया आज ऑफिस नहीं है? अच्छा ठीक है, मैं आई थी पर कोई नहीं है. क्यों? सर फ्राइडेज नहीं वर्क होता?
नहीं खोलते हैं, मैं संडे से किया है.
हाँ, मंडे ओपन होगा. सर आएंगे मंडे?
सर मालूम नहीं होता.
हाँ ठीक है, थैंक यू. कितने बजे आएंगे? अगर आएंगे तो कितने बजे आएंगे सर? पर नहीं बता सकते. कब मीट करेंगे, किस टाइम को? वो भी बता. 1:30. हाँ, क्योंकि वो लोगों ने बताया 2:30 से मिलेंगे, तो देखेंगे. 1:30 आ जाऊंगी. थैंक यू.
Finally, Congress, please pick up on all those burning issues that is going on, which is prevalent in the country. Please pick up these causes and stand up for it. If you don't stand up for these causes or stand up for something in life or something for the party, you're going to fall for sure. And as long as there are voters like me, we will ensure you will not fall. You will be on your toes and you will work for us. Thank you.